Okay, let's talk about procurement. Procurement means getting the stuff you need to do your project. You may need physical things to do your project, and you may need human support or services to do your project. You may need a combination of human help, services, and things to do your project. Whatever you determine you need for your project, you need to go get it. So let's say I want to make spaghetti. I'm going to need to procure some things. I need to get the spaghetti. I need to get the spaghetti sauce. And in my house, we always serve Texas toast with spaghetti. I also need to make some meatballs to go in the spaghetti sauce. So if my project is make spaghetti, I need to procure the ingredients to complete that project. Procurement management is managing the procurement process, or in simpler terms, it's the process you use to get the stuff you need. So let's go back to my make spaghetti project. The procurement plan would be something like this. Step 1, look in the pantry to see if I have the spaghetti and the sauce. Step 2, check the freezer to see if I have Texas toast and hamburger to make meatballs. Step 3, this is a decision step. Assemble the ingredients in my work area or go to the grocery store and purchase any ingredients I'm missing. And that's the procurement process plan for the project, Make Spaghetti. Make it, buy it, or build it. The first step in the procurement process is to determine all the stuff you need for your project. The second step is to determine whether you can make it, you need to buy it, or you can build it. Make it means you make it yourself. So let's go back to my Make Spaghetti project. I had two options at the very beginning. Option A, I could go to Olive Garden and buy a spaghetti dinner. Or option B, I could stay home and make spaghetti dinner. And in that context, I chose to make it rather than buy it. And making it is more cost effective. It will cost me less to make it than to buy it. Buy it obviously means to purchase what you need. In my Make Spaghetti project, I bought the pasta, bought the sauce, and I bought the Texas toast. However, I built the meatballs using the hamburger, eggs, breadcrumbs, and Italian seasoning. And that's an example of build it. So make it and build it might be confusing. The difference is to make it, you start from scratch. So if I was going to make the meatballs, it would start with terminate and butcher a cow. Build it is when you assemble from pre-made components. Here's a better example, or a real-world example from a PACS installation. Let's say you need to add all the users to your new PACS system. You could create a comma-separated CSV file and try to upload it yourself to your new PACS system. That's make it. You could send an Excel sheet of all your users to the vendor and have them load the users onto the system. That's buy it. Or you could manually enter all the users yourself, and that's build it. So one last way to think of those three terms is make it takes skill. You have to have the skill to be able to make it. Buy it takes money. You got to have the money to buy it. And build it, that takes time. You got to have the time to build it. Anyway, let's make a PACS system instead. Now that I made myself hungry, let's take the spaghetti idea and make a PACS system instead. So here's a basic ingredients list. This is just to give you a better understanding of procurement. We're talking about procurement today. It's not a recipe for making a whole new PACS system. So modalities. This one is easy. We already have our modalities. We don't need to make them, buy them, or build them. Can you identify all of these modalities in these pictures? Servers. This is another easy one. We aren't going to make or build our own servers. The only real question is, are we going to buy them from the PACS vendor who's going to charge us more? They're going to put a markup on the servers. Or do we buy them directly from the server manufacturer, say HP? Workstations. This one is more complicated, and depending on what type of workstations we need, we might choose to buy them or build them. Maybe our existing workstations can be used without the need for an upgrade. Maybe for tech workstations we can build our own, and for radiologist workstations we might want to buy those. It really depends on how good your current workstations are and what the workstation requirements of the new PACS system are. Training, another obvious one. The question is, are we going to buy training for everyone, or are we going to buy training for a select group of people who will come back and train everyone else? This is called a train the trainer model. Implementation services. How much do you want to do yourself, and how much do you want the vendor to do for you? That goes back to what skills you have, how much money you have, and how much time you have. And last but not least, delivery. It seems simple, but don't overlook delivery. I've gone to the loading dock to pick up a crate with 2 new barcodes in it, and when I picked it up, I heard glass falling to the bottom of the box. Did I open the box? Of course not. I returned it unopened, so there wouldn't be any question that it arrived damaged. Another time I was working on a RIS installation project, and I was present when the server was delivered. It slipped off the pallet jack and fell off the back of the truck. Did I sign for it? Heck no, I had it sent back. If I hadn't been there, would the delivery truck driver and the loading dock staff told me they dropped an $85,000 server off the back of the truck? I like to think so, but I'm not really sure that they would be that honest. It's the last step in the procurement process, and you're excited to get your new toys and get your project started, but don't forget to inspect everything that gets delivered really, really closely. Thank you for watching.